All right, it's time to take a look at all of the unlockable clothing that you can get in State of Decay 2 as of the update 11, which was on October 1st, 2019. Going to see the clothes on both male and female models, and the outfits that you're not going to be seeing are the starting clothes because, well, I already made a video on that one, so check out that video if you want to see those. And you're not going to see the special Halloween clothes because, well, those become available in the last week of October, and right now it's only the 18th. So right now we're seeing the flannel shirts, and you can obtain these by looting houses and shops. The one that I like the best is right here, the black one, and that's because it's so dark you can't really see the plaid pattern on it, or maybe it doesn't have a plaid pattern at all, and it just gives it kind of a dressy look. So if you want a shirt that has kind of a semi-casual, semi-formal look, then yeah, the black flannel shirt is going to be that option right there. Another one that I think is interesting, not sure if I'm going to use it, is coming up the purple one, and that's because purple really isn't in the State of Decay 2 color palette. If you think about it, it's mainly earth tones, green, and then the sky is blue, so purple if you want to stand out a bit. So here we've got Coconut Kid in the layered t-shirts category. Don't worry, I will zoom up on these after we do just a general look at them so you can see the design on the front. And I can't go any slower than this in terms of spinning the characters around, so you'll want to pause if you want to see something in greater detail. This is the only scrolling speed there is, period. You can't go faster and you can't go slower. Anyways, the way you obtain these is looting houses. Every single one of these is obtained through houses and houses alone. So here we have the up-close view. Coconut Kid, I believe, is a member of the State of Decay 2 community. Then we've got Last Guy. This one is actually different on the female model, so when we get to that, keep an eye out. Ouchie, I believe Ouchie is also a member of the State of Decay 2 community. Pastrygeist, I believe, was a former Undead Labs employee. And then, of course, we have the Zombie Crossing. These are the most casual of all the outfits, basically just a t-shirt with an undershirt. So if you're looking for something more casual, these are the ideal choices. I don't think any of these colors are super outlandish either. I think, for the most part, these are going to blend in with pretty much anyone. Like that gray goes good with everything. Red, it's a really dark red too. Like the value is has pretty low value instead of bright high values. So a lot of these outfits I think will go with most things. Like even this blue, it's kind of like a grayish blue, and then the sleeves are kind of more of a bluish gray. And once again, on the Zombie Crossing, you've got these kind of earthen and green tones. I think they're going to look fine. So zooming up again, this is where you're going to be able to see the last guy becomes the last gal right here. See that? The last gal. So this is one of the shirts, or one of the outfits that actually are different in design from male to female, aside from fitting different bodies. Overall, I think these shirts are okay. I probably won't use any of them because I typically don't want to wear logo designs in real life. So unless I get a character who's like into like movies or something, I don't know. I probably won't use any of these shirts. So now we've got the leather jackets. You can obtain all of these from houses, and 3 of them have region exclusivity. I will point them out as we get them. But in terms of the design, take note that it changes your pants quite a bit. Not just the color, but look, you get boots, knee pads, and you get like a pistol holster. And also note that the jackets themselves feature a lot of straps, and they're either dark faded at the bottom, or they're stained, or they're dirty. I'm not sure which is. I'm not sure if it's basically a stylistic design, but it's something to take note of. Anyway, so here's the blue one, the Azure. This one is exclusive to Cascade Hills. This one is just a general one, the black leather. You can get this in any house. Same with the chocolate color. I like this one quite a bit. It's got a lot of really neutral tones. It has kind of like an adventurous look. I do like it quite a bit. The red one, which people say reminds them of Michael Jackson, that one's exclusive to Drucker County. And finally, this golden colored one is exclusive to Mayor Valley, meaning these will never be in the drop tables unless you're in the proper region. Here we got the ninja hoodies, and according to my notes, you get them from primarily houses, but some of them also are found in shops. Typically it's an either or, if they're either found in houses or shops, not both. And so the ones I don't like are these ones right here. I'm not a fan of the camo ones, and that's because I just don't like how the camo design just ends at the very top of the hoodie, where the hood itself is, and in the, shoulder, neck, clavicle region. Like, I just don't like the way the design ends. Also take note, though, that you get those pants with the boots, the knee pads, and the pistol holster. Overall, I would say if I were to use any of these, I would probably use the black one. And you may see that the description says it makes you feel 27% more stealthy. That is just a joke. It doesn't actually improve your stealth. In fact, none of these outfits impact the effectiveness of your character in any way. They are 100% cosmetic, so don't get overly excited that, oh my gosh, I'll be harder to detect if I wear one of these on Nightmare Zone. Nope, no difference whatsoever. So now we're on to the Puffy Vests, and according to this, you get them from primarily shops, and some of them can also be found in houses. And remember, it's either or. It's not going to be shops and houses. You'll have to check this for the individual search locations if there's really specifically one that you're looking for. And overall, these are going to be really good if you want your community members to look like they're surviving in a more chilly climate, because, well, Puffy Vests, they definitely help keep you warm. Also notice that they changed the color of your jeans quite a bit. Like right here, you've got these like dark, really dark green jeans. Whereas with the black puffy vest, yeah, you get your black jeans. This one looks like really normal clothing right here. You got traditional blue denim jeans, and that outfit there, it looks super normal. Like I could easily see somebody wearing that black and gold colored one. I much prefer these camo color schemes as opposed to the hoodie, and that's because it's just the vest. Like, for some reason, it makes more sense that the vest has the camo and then the sleeves don't, or in the other way around on this one. For some reason, it just looks better to me. Here is the Skeleton Hoodie. This is obtained from completing a bounty from Cash Beaumont, specifically to kill 300 zombies with fire. And here is a more up-close look by Quadrants. This outfit was originally something that you could get in the game. It was something that survivors very rarely would wear, and people were basically just like flipping characters hundreds of times in order to try to get these outfits, and now you don't have to worry about that. You can just unlock it and throw it on one of your characters. You also get the pistols or the knee pads and everything just like the other ninja hoodies. Into the tactical outfits, which I believe are going to be probably one of the more popular amongst the community. You get these from military locations and police locations. And these outfits are very similar to what Red Talon wear. I hear that the Red Talon ones are still different and that you cannot unlock them as outfits to put on other characters. The only way to have a Red Talon outfit is to be a Red Talon character. And I guess that's just to preserve some of the unique elements of it, much in the same way that the characters you see on the sides, they're in their default outfits. Those outfits aren't available for somebody else to wear. The default outfits are always going to be unique to the character, unless they change that, unless they make those outfits available. Now you're seeing the up-close look. I chose to do an up-close look on this one. Here we got the desert camo, because you've got all of the little added features. So I'm like, let's get a closer look at all the pouches. You got the knee pads, you got the gloves, you've got all this stuff that's going on with it. So why not? Let's take a closer look at these. Onto the female model. These are probably not going to be outfits that I wear, and that's just because stylistically I want all of my survivors to feel like they're just kind of like normal everyday people. But like I said, I have a feeling that these are going to be the most popular outfits that people use. If you want to get your hands on these as quickly as possible, you might want to go into the DLC Heartland, because Heartland has a lot of military locations. There's like 2 right outside your base at Jurassic Junction, and then downtown Marshall area has like 10 military locations that you can loot. So you could just go there. Another thing you can do, just hit all the locations that are military and police themed in the regular game, and then just immediately change regions. Just constantly reset and loot them as quickly as possible, and it shouldn't take you too long to get all of these tactical uniforms. If I were going to use one, I probably wouldn't use this one here, this solid green one. I probably wouldn't use that. I'd probably use the all black one, or maybe this one here, the khaki one, just because, I don't know, brown seems to go with a lot of things. But overall, probably not. I probably just wouldn't use these. On to the army caps, starting with black, which seems to be a trend. The army caps, they have a really kind of like floppy, squishy feel to them. Like they don't have they don't have like a really rigid design, except in the bill, obviously. They're going to be really good if you want to match them up with like the camo themed puffy vests or on the military tactical outfits. Once again, I'm probably not going to use them just because, like, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of the kind of floppy looking army covers. Just never a hat that appealed to me. On a female character, it's worth noting that their hairstyle will change. In this case, this is already what her hair looked like, but other characters, you may find that they put their hair in a ponytail, or they may thread their hair out the back of it. You don't know. It does impact their hairstyle in a variety of ways. So it's worth it to try each of the outfits on all of your characters, male and female. You may find that some of the outfits look better on some and better or worse on others. Oh, I should have said, you get these in houses and military locations. On to the cowboy hats, and you get these from farms and campgrounds. And this could look good on him. Mainly it's his top that's kind of throwing it off, because he's got like this like sweater on, or this like heavy jacket. It just looks kind of silly with the cowboy hat. But I think it could look pretty good on him if we find a better top. Overall, cowboy hats, really, it's going to be less. You're going to look really silly with a cowboy hat, especially this green one. This green one's rather strange looking. You're going to look super silly if you can't find a good matching top. Like on her, I think the cowboy hats look really good, especially this chocolate brown one coming up. Like, look at that. It matches her, like, leather biker style jacket really well. So you might, in this kind of example, maybe I would keep that top on her and just change her hat and not actually change her default jacket. There's a lot of different ways you could cut. Sometimes reduction. Sometimes maybe you just want a character to take their hat off, and that winds up improving them. So it's not always adding, it's also subtracting. That plays a role. Here is the Juggernaut Mask. You get this from a bounty, a lot like the Skeleton Hoodie. And your bounty would be to kill 10 Juggernauts. So here you can see kind of pausing at different angles. Not sure if this is literally the mask of a Juggernaut, or if it's actually, if you just killed a Juggernaut and like flayed the skin off of its bones. Not sure which, but they are quite detailed looking, and it really does look like a lot of like shredded, saggy flesh. So now we're on to the knit caps. I like these a decent bit. Like, I wouldn't wear knit caps in real life, and I think it's due to like my bone structure. I think that they look silly on me, but they look okay on these characters. And the way you're going to get the knit caps, all of them are located in houses. This one here, this blue colored one, I think is a bit odd. Same with this one here. This is the tie-dye one. It might be hard to find an outfit that matches it just due to the pastel colors. And this striped one reminds me of the Cat in the Hat. I remember Dr. Seuss was super popular in high school for a while, and a lot of people wore these Cat in the Hat striped outfits. So you can see here that she has bangs. I'm not sure. I forget what she looks like with no headgear on at all, which is funny because I'm pretty sure she didn't have headgear when she was doing the tops. But what I'm talking about here is that this hat emphasizes her bangs. So that's something to think about when you're putting these outfits on and how it changes the hairstyle of the character. It's forcing, even though she always had bangs, I'm pretty sure, the hat is causing your eyes to be drawn to them more. So it's just something to think about when you're working on these different outfits. So military helmets, you can get these at police stations and military locations. Obviously, it looks kind of silly on him specifically because of his weird, it just looks kind of silly to put it on with this jacket. One thing I want to emphasize is that you don't get any defense from this. You're just as vulnerable both to guns, to headshots in Nightmare Zone, and to zombies, regardless of the helmet. That's why it says down there, looks good, but sadly won't stop a bullet or a Zed. It's purely cosmetic. But these obviously are going to look pretty good with the military outfits. But one thing I want to point out here is this kind of gives her a biker look because of her leather jacket. Like if there were motorcycles in the game, like this one and the brown one, this one here and the black one earlier, yeah, they could kind of give her a biker look. So there's different ways to use these. Obviously, the green is going to look out of place on her outfit, but remember that there's multiple ways that you can use these outfits. Just because it's a military helmet doesn't mean that you couldn't envision it for something else, like I said, as a biker helmet. Too bad they don't have any motorcycles. But hey, those are the outfits. Here are some of my favorite picks, the ones that I thought look pretty good. And at the very end, I want you to pay attention to the date down at the bottom, because that is when you're going to want to log in to get the special outfits. The swine and bovine outfits, see down below. Standard, receive this item as a free gift by logging into the game between October 25th and October 31st, 2019. So basically the final week of October, therefore some kind of Halloween type of event. Anyways, those are all of the unlockable outfits that you can get through looting and through bounties. They don't include the starting outfits, and they don't include the Halloween outfits. Anyway, that's that. Like this video if it was informative. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.